The disability community in America has faced systemic disenfranchisement in the form of what I would characterize as policy violence.
The ADA was a landmark piece of legislation, but the intervening 3 decades have revealed how much further we have to go.
It's been 31 years since the passage of the landmark Americans with Disabilities Act, and disabled people are still experiencing inequality and are ignored during times of emergency.
Less than 5% of our nation's housing is accessible to people with mobility and sensory-related disabilities. No one on SSI can afford market rate rent. The highest rates of housing discrimination are disability-related.
We need SSI and SSDI to actually give a living wage, and we need the legal sub-minimum wage earnings to disabled people to be made illegal.
Intersectionality really matters. When we're talking about policies, they need to be people first, and they need to take into consideration the most marginalized and the most affected.
Fight for language access, fight for accessibility, and make sure diverse people are included at the table.
The pandemic has only amplified these inequities, resulting in hundreds of thousands of disabled people dying due to lack of access to care. With more than 1/3 of COVID-19 survivors reportedly experiencing long-term symptoms, the U.S. could see one of the biggest increases in disability since the HIV epidemic.
I think that we need to protect and fortify the social safety net. And the social safety net is everything from food subsidies to housing vouchers to unemployment insurance, student loan forgiveness, eviction moratoriums, mortgage relief.
Disability justice is intrinsic to good policy outcomes.
The Americans with Disabilities Act, it was a historic victory. And 31 years later, we celebrate and affirm that this fight is not over.
We need bold and permanent progressive policies in our nation's physical, social, and economic infrastructure to ensure protection for people with disabilities. To learn more, visit AmericanProgress.org.